time for Friday Night Lights, sponsored by McDonald's of Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina, Casey Auto Group, and Rose and Wamble Realty.
While parts of the South brace for a monster storm, the skies were clear for high school football in Hampton Roads. Already key matchups were played, unbeaten teams squaring off in games that could determine champions 2 months from now. Tonight, though, we celebrate the early weeks of competition and say goodbye to one of our key players, Chopper 10 pilot Steve Decker. Friday Night Flights starts now. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Rader. Welcome to the season premiere of Friday Night Flights. Early in the season already, we have unbeaten teams going against each other. Games in early September that might have repercussions at the end of the season. Let's begin at the beach where Ocean Lakes and Tallwood won their first 2 games, and they met tonight. Ocean Lakes coach Joe Jones has a good-looking 2-0 team so far this season. Tallwood looking for a second straight win over the Dolphins. Third quarter, Ocean Lakes in blue. Josh Williams weaving left, right into your living room, all the way down to the Tallwood 1-yard line. And what do you think happens on the next play? Hey, come on, coach. You got to let the senior finish it off into the end zone. Touchdown. 34-6 Ocean Lakes. And keep your eyes now on Dolphins quarterback Alex Jedlick. Third down using his legs. 21-yard run deep into Lion territory. And hey, this kid can throw it too. How about the 19-yard connection to the freshman Miles Alston? Second touchdown pass of the night for Jedlick as the Dolphins win big over the Lions, 41-6. And now on to Chesapeake, where Oscar Smith, which lost in the state championship game last year in double overtime and lost to national power Vero Beach from Florida, in week 1, a hot start against Great Bridge. Cameron Kelly to Karan Prunty. Prunty with a nice move to the end zone for the score. Great Bridge tries to answer, but the Oscar Smith defense gangs up on him. They get the sack, and that defensive stop helped set up this. Khalid Wilson, look at the speed on this guy. Right through the tackles, right to pay dirt. That gave them an early 14-0 lead, and here's one more for good measure. Cameron Kelly keeps it. Oscar Smith bouncing back from its week 1 loss. The Tigers with a big win over Great Bridge. Good defense, 49-0. In Norfolk, Booker T. Washington hosting a red-hot Norcom team, which was going for its 3rd consecutive win. Booker T down 7-0. Junior Larry Parker takes it in from 10 yards out for the score. The Bookers then go for 2 and the win. But look at that Greyhounds defense. They hold strong. Norcom wins 7-6 to start the season, 3-0. They're going to host Granby next week. At Darling Stadium, the Hampton Crabbers, their head coach Mike Smith, now in his 47th season as head coach. 47 seasons. He's the only guy in town older than I am. Hampton taking on Warwick. Middle of the first quarter, it's a Crabber quarterback Cameron Stevenson getting the snap. His offensive line helps him make that sweep look easy as he walks right into the end zone. And Hampton takes the early lead and keeps on scoring. Second quarter, another drive from Hampton, putting the Crabbers in short range. And that's where Darrell Butler would get the handoff, walk in to put the Crabbers up 12-0. Hampton's Elijah Highsmith is going to take this handoff, bounces off 2 defenders, takes it into the end zone, puts the Crabbers up 20-0. Hampton wins it 28-zip. Something different tonight. Chopper 10 has always been at the center of high school football at Wavy TV, but tonight we took our coverage on the road. Tom Shadd is here to reflect on what's been a loss for our Wavy family.
That's right, Bruce. I was scheduled to go up in Chopper 10 tonight, but our plans change after the news we received on Sunday that we had lost the man who made our helicopter a force in football coverage every Friday night.
That sound, encroaching upon your senses from above, tells you something is happening. This blue and white flying machine had a soul. It was Steve Decker. You could look at his blue eyes with that flight suit to match and just know you were in good hands. Watch his expression shared in wavy selfies. You could just tell that Steve didn't really want to be the center of attention. But it was here, when Chopper 10 needed attention, that Steve took on the role of a careful surgeon, Devoted to every belt, bolt, and blade that worked in concert to ensure safe flight, Steve spent 17 years with us as a pilot and mechanic. You would think a man with 40 years flying experience with service in Vietnam could show us a few tricks. But that wasn't Steve. He wanted you to be comfortable in his domain. And make no mistake, Chopper 10 was his domain. He guided this helicopter as if it were an extension of him. Steve would hover above a series of plays as if you were standing still and get the next series, or whatever photojournalist Chris Omahen wanted, provided we had enough fuel, of course. So the news, we confirmed this week that it was Steve Decker, a man who powered through clouds and not always friendly skies for more than 4 decades, met his fate in Suffolk, on the ground, on his motorcycle at the age of 67. But we remember Steve, a strong pilot and mechanical mind who spoke softly, but loved to talk about the world he saw from his perch, moving above it all, and always coming back down to earth. Godspeed, Steve Decker. We'll miss you.
The award-winning Mighty Marching Bulldogs from Kings Fork High School, under the direction of Bernard Bradley, they are the Friday Night Flights Band of the Week, and you can watch their entire performance. Just go to wavy.com and click on sports. And speaking of Kings Fork, it was the site of one of the best games of the night. The Bulldogs hosting always tough Western Branch. The Bulldogs and Bruins in a defensive battle in the first half. Kings Fork in maroon, though. Their quarterback, Justin German, is going to go to the end zone, but is picked off by Alphonde Page, who makes a juggling catch. The Bulldogs score the only touchdown of the first half when quarterback Justin German rolls out looking to pass. He avoids a few tackles. He takes it in himself as he lunges for the pylon. Western Branch quarterback Bryquan Harrell, though, would score the winning touchdown with 20 seconds left in the game, and the Bruins win it 23-20. 23-20. In Norfolk, Churchland against Norview, a battle of two teams trying to win their first game of the season. The Truckers and Pilots, however, both competitive in their first 2 defeats. Less than 5 minutes to go in the game. Pilots winning 7-0. Churchland's Jason McMains and Dominic Boone team up to sack Norview's Jabari Johnson in the end zone for a very important safety. The Truckers get 2 and the ball on the free kick. Less than a minute to go. After a costly Trucker penalty, Norview gets the final stop and would win the game 7-2. In Chesapeake, 2 unbeaten teams. Lakeland against Indian River. Indian River back Nashawn Overton, who played for Lakeland last year, turns on the burners as Indian River takes control of this one. After recovering their own kickoff, Indian River with great field position. Overton takes advantage again. He had over 100 yards last week and a big night tonight as the Braves put up 51 points. Camelo Sweat up the gut, in for the score. Indian River 51-12 over Lakeland. All right, let's go back to Suffolk, where Hickory and Nansemond River were both undefeated heading into tonight's matchup, but this game belonged to the Warriors. Nansemond River up 27-0 when Warrior quarterback Corey Riddick hits Aaron Weir for the touchdown. The Warriors defense also on fire tonight as linebacker McQuell Poole gets the sack, and the Warriors get the win 47-0, a shutout. To the scoreboard, Deep Creek remains undefeated after knocking off Wilson. Colonial Forge shuts out Grassfield. And how about the game of the night? Green Run has lost both of its games so far this season, but the Stallions were very competitive in both contests. Tonight, taking on Bayside, and let's just say it was a tale of 2 halves at the beach, and here's what's at stake: bragging rights and the Friendship Trophy. Ironically, no love lost between these 2 rivals, Bayside and White. First play from scrimmage, quarterback Naquaz Bernard Saunders behind the back handoff to Tajay Pollard, and he goes long to a wide open Malik Johnson. Marlins reaching in their bag of tricks on the very first play. Green run response, ensuing Stallions drive. Quarterback Nate Harden finds Iquez Wilson, who takes one hard hit, but how tough is this kid? Into the end zone for a touchdown. Rough into the quarter for the home Stallions. Bayside going for it on fourth down. They get more than a first down. Pollard gets loose, gets a block from Johnson, and rolls into the end zone. Bayside would lead this game 21-7 after the first quarter. They led 34-7 in the second quarter, but somehow the Stallions mount an unbelievable comeback and win the game 35-34. Moore Beach Finals, Salem rallies for the 23-14 win over First Colonial. Lansdowne, big winners over Kempsville. Maury made the trip to the beach to take on Princess Anne, and it's PA that gets the win, 21-13. Another Virginia Beach Norfolk matchup. Cox making the trip to Powhatan Field to take on Granby. This is Cox on the punt return. Tavion Robinson takes it 90 yards all the way to the house for the Falcons touchdown. And how about more from Cox? Kendall Spriggins takes it in from 11 yards out. Cox up 14-0. And then when Granby is knocking on the door, it's Robinson again, this time on defense, picks it off, goes 103 yards for the touchdown. Oh my. Give that guy a breather. Cox wins 42-20. The Falcons' first win of the year. They'll host Green Run in a big game next week. Granby is also now 1-1 and is at Norcom next Friday.
We are the Key Sport Cheerleaders. Don't go away. Bruce and Ty will be right back with more Friday Night Fights.
More scores tonight. Bethel 33-7 over Minchville. Surrey County with a big game by James Times and the Cougars win over Northampton. War Hill pitches the shutout over Grafton. York 46-21 over Bruton. Also, Poquoson defeated Jamestown tonight 31-14, and that's it for the season premiere of Friday Night Flights. Join us every Friday night at 11 o'clock for the longest running and best high school football show in the state. Nathan Epstein will be here tomorrow and Sunday with the Weekend Sports Wrap. I'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.